computer. There we go. Okay. All right. Bass drum. We ready? Here we go. Let's go even slower. I didn't realize I was going so fast. Nice. Nice. Let's do one more. Other side. Nice. One more. Feel the body resting. Daughter on the mountaintop. One of John's two daughters. Here we go. I always think of John when I teach these because he has one daughter who lives in the mountains and one who lives in the valley. Colorado and Ohio. That's right. Yeah, hi, Bill. One more. Other side. Let's do one more. Daughter in the valley. Let's do one more. Other side. One more. Feel your feet touching the floor or the insides of your shoes, whichever's closest to them. Let's modify carry the ball to the side slightly. So we'll do 3 rotations step, and then we'll do 3 rotations step back. That way none of us will walk off the camera.
Like we're dancing.
It is going to be very interesting. Okay. All right. So everybody feel your feet touching the ground. Okay, so here we go. We're going to sink and shift and turn to our own rights. And then carry the ball to the left and back again. Nice. And we're going to float up and then float back down. Just take a moment to feel the body resting, and then we're going to go back the other way. Yes. Nice. Float up and down and begin again. And back. One more set. And back. Nice. Feel the feet touching the floor. Okay, push, pull, and we'll begin with our own left feet out. Here we go. Step back slightly so I'm more visible. If nobody else needs to shift. Nice. Let's do one more. Other side. Let's do one more. Just feel the body resting for a moment. Pulling in some energy. Here we go. Left foot forward first. One more. Other side. One more. Feel the body resting. All right, pulling taffy. Let's begin. Oh, nice. And back again. Beautiful. Again. One more step. Feel the body resting for a moment. Anchor taffy. Here we go. and forward. And to the side. Let's do one more set. Oh, feel the body resting for a moment. Nice and soft. And wrist circles, Taffy. Here we go. We're just going to sort of bob up and down a little bit. Another set. Let's do one more set. Here we go. And just feel the body resting. Feel the weight spread out across the soles of both your feet. All right, perpetual motion taffy. And remember, I do this so slowly. Those are these really, really, really long legs, and I can't really feel the weight shift completely unless I go ridiculously slow. So if that doesn't work for you, do it any speed you want. But if you want to stay with me, I'm just warning ahead of time. I go really, really slow. No, I'm just letting you know. I go really slow. Right, guys? I go really slow. Okay, here we go. Very, very slowly. Nice. Because if I don't go this slowly, I have to actually lift my legs. But if I go this slowly, I can feel the trailing leg just emptying. And then it just sort of levitates. It becomes a magic trick at that point. It levitates. And most of my students have noticed that I go so slow, they don't mind anymore. Now, I think I miscounted, so we're going to do one more set and we'll call it 9. And we'll end here. Okay, working to pull it. Let's begin with the left foot out. And here we go. Nice. Nice. Let's do one more. The other side. Hey, John, when you first learned this back in '86, which was so, quite a long time ago, was Justin still ending this one by stepping forward, or had he begun stepping backwards like we do it now? Yeah, he did that for a long time.
I think when he does the healing sounds, sometimes he steps, sometimes he takes a step over.
Yeah.
to the big man.
It's an organic practice. It changes over time, as do all things. Let's do one more whole set here. And we'll end by shifting back. So Roger and Michael, back when Justin first designed all this, he would, instead of stepping back, he would step forward. It was interesting. Yeah, it's just no harder, but it's just different. All right, let's do some light at top of the head, light at temple. Here we go. Here we go. Now hold. Next forward. And hold. All the way around. Joyous breath. Here we go. Just take an extra few moments to feel the feet touching the ground here. Because how often in life do you do that, right? All right, passing clouds. For some odd reason, the only move that begins with a weight shift to the left. We don't even know why. And here we go. Let's go also. Let's take this so slow. Just be the sky and watch things pass by like clouds. Let's do one more set. Feel the feet touching the ground. All right, 6 healing sounds. Here we go. One more set. Here we go. Here come the perpetual. One more. Just feel the energy we just kicked up, literally settling down in the marrow of your bones. All right, cosmic consciousness pose. Let's let it settle completely down. And flowing back down to the soles of your feet. Feel them touching the earth. And while you're in this position, let me grab my singing bowl. Don't move. All right, let's all take a little dive inside our inner landscape with our pure awareness. And just notice various aspects of what's going on in there. Without judgment, if possible. Now pick a particular spot to really focus your attention in on, like a laser beam, while we call a bell. And see if you can let your attention simply hang out there until I call you back. And if your mind wanders again, that simply means you are a living, breathing human and nothing in the world is wrong with you. You can simply thank your mind for sharing and invite it back to the spot you prefer it to focus on. Here we go. And I'll just take a bow to my companion here in the room today. Not one bit. I'm very grateful to have a live human in here. And a bow to my faithful companions that zoom in week after week. And usually, John, I switch the mic on so that we can all hear each other, and then we just chitty chat. If that's okay with you, that's what we'll do. Yeah, let me switch the mic because they can't hear you unless I turn off my wireless mic here. Grab a chair. And I'll ask Michael to unmute. I'll ask Roger to unmute. There we go. Well,
Are you still recording then?
say it again?
Are you still recording?
Yes.
Yeah, he's recording.
Here, let's hear closer. Do you want me to turn it off?
Well, if we're chitty chatting, it depends what we're chatting about.
I always think that it's valuable for for folks to see how this becomes a family in many ways, these classes. So if it's okay with you, I'll leave the volume on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
One thing I've noticed, Jessica, before, if I'm watching somebody else on like Roger today, I'm looking at you and I'm doing what I'm doing. Obviously, I can see myself going left or right or whatever it is on the screen. And you're going the opposite to me because obviously your left isn't my left.
yeah.
Roger, interestingly, is in sync with you. And I'm thinking, how can Roger be in sync with you then if I'm going the opposite way? So
Well, I'll just say what I did was I did it normally, like if we start out a movement, start with my left foot, but it looked to me from my camera or my phone that Jessica was facing me, but not mirroring like she usually does, or maybe it's, I don't know what it is.
I was not mirroring today because I had John in the room.
Yeah,
so
she was afraid she was going to lose me.
I did not.
So that's the difference. I think she did not mirror.
Right.
So that's what the difference was.
But I was going left, Roger, when you were going left. But when I looked at you on the screen, I was going the opposite. I wasn't going left. It's like I'm looking at a mirror. So I'm looking at the opposite with you. It's probably because it's a video screen, is it? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I am talking to you while I plug in my my thing, so I'm ready to teach in an hour. On Zoom, there's such a thing on your video settings called Mirror My Appearance. And you can turn that either on or off so that you can mirror if you like, or you can choose not to mirror, but you'll still look like you are to you, so that you feel as if you're in sync.
But many people don't know these things. So I've discovered, this is just my experience teaching these last almost 3 years on Zoom, is that it may not be a valuable use of our time in this kind of a class to be too focused on whether or not we've got the correct foot out. You know, I think I always make sure to do the same number on each side. So we're not going to walk out of here like Quasimodo, you know. But, you know, for years and years, they've been warning us when we go for continuing ed for the veterans classes. Now, don't use the words left and right, because for some people that can be highly triggering.
Sure.
Even in just plain old instructions can be experienced like criticism, and criticism can be highly, highly triggering. Now, you guys, I probably could have done all kinds of wacky things because you're all such experienced Tai Chi Chef practitioners. But I didn't, I don't, you know.
Well, Michael, does it make it, can you follow along?
Oh yeah, because I'm watching Jessica. So when I know she's not mirroring, I know if I'm doing the opposite, I know that's correct. And I know what Jessica's saying about does it matter? Well, it matters to me because I want to do it right. So that's it. But if I say, Roger, put your left hand up now and wave your left hand. Yeah, you see, your hand is on the right for me. I'm waving my left, you're waving your left.
Yeah.
So you're distinct with them two, and I'm still waving my left.
Yeah.
So you're all the same, and it's me
Like
that
you're mirrored for me, Michael, for some reason. Either maybe I'm mirrored on Zoom.
I think you have your mirror my appearance on, Roger, and you just didn't know you have it on.
And I don't even know how to do it.
Well,
So,
shall I tell you? I can tell you. It's very easy. You ready?
yeah.
You both. Okay, so how do you each make your video settings appear? Do you each see a little what looks like a video icon on the bottom left?
Yeah, it says start or stop video.
Yeah, so there's a little up arrow right next to that. Just click that.
All I have is a share. I'm on my phone, so it might be different also.
Well, there
I
should be
wonder,
video settings.
video settings. Yeah, you just need to go to your video settings. And for Roger, you might be able to just go into settings, which you might have to swipe.
find them.
So you go to video
Oh, there's
settings.
meeting settings. Meeting settings. I'm looking at that now.
Is there a video settings button?
It's not easy to find because
Yeah, it's funny on a phone. I'll have to do it on a phone so I know what to do. And then once you click video settings, there is a button right underneath the words my video that says mirror my video, and you can either click that on or off.
Now,
Okay.
mine was on, clicked. Now I've unclicked it, so my left hand's up, which looks like my right hand, which
Yes.
means I'm now in sync with you. Yeah.
Yes. And I
I'm
know
gonna
it
put it-
can be funky. We had a
It's
whole
mad.
conversation about this at the teacher. We have once a month, we have teacher classes
Okay.
on Zoom. A whole big conversation about this just this past Saturday. It was like a big like hoo-ha, you know, like everybody's like, it should be blah, blah, it should be blah, blah. And I'm like, folks, this is supposed to be joyful movement.
The folks over there are the ones that count.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be helping
It's
them.
supposed to be a no-brainer, not brain damaging, you know? So, but that's just, it's just my opinion. I mean, there's, for as many people who are agreeing with me, there were just as many that were thinking I was a jerk. So, whatever.
Yeah, but do you know what? From a sort of a normality perspective, if I put my left hand up, I want to see my left hand up. I don't want to see it look like it's my right hand when because then I'm thinking, what?
You're thinking.
Yeah. What am I doing?
Well, here's the thing though, if you mirror your peer, if you have that button clicked and
I've
we're
now
all doing it
clicked it.
together, then
Yeah.
you will look like we're all doing it the same on your
Correct.
screen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
but
the
it-
advantage.
Yeah. Yes, but again, it looks right because we're all doing it the same, but it's wrong because you're saying left leg. I'm looking at my right leg and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
well, So that's why.
I-
Anyway, not
What you're all saying is I was very lucky to have this chair to be sitting right next to it going the same way. I said,
Yeah.
you should rent this one out. I said, "That's- okay, you take this one and left will be left, right will be right.
Well, here's the thing, there comes a time when two things can occur. You can simply ask your body with gentleness and kindness, because that's how we talk to people we love, right? Gently and kindly, just do some reasonable facsimile of what I see that person over there doing. And if you get it wrong, don't worry about it. You know, that's one thing you could do. The second thing is that once you really know the practice, like in your soul, in your DNA, you'll just have confidence that you're moving the way you're supposed to be moving. You know, even if you're in a big circle, it can be very confusing. If you look at the person across the circle, it can be very confusing.
Yeah.
So like when I'm in a big room full of teachers, I don't look at the person across the way, or if I do, I just know in my heart, okay, now it's time to put my left foot out, and that's what I'm going to do. And even if it looks different,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
so what?
It doesn't addle my brain, but I've also it just makes me think, if you know what I mean. And one thing I would say, maybe I don't know about the American military, but quite often this, oh well, it's all right, or oh, just make it do, or whatever. You think, no, actually, left is left, right is right. I don't care who says what, it is. And if you start, this is me personally, but if you start then questioning that, or making me question it when I don't need to, I'm thinking I don't really want to do that. It's not because I haven't got confidence in what I'm doing, because I know which is my left and which is my right, so no problem. It just interested me why you three were all in sync and I was the opposite.
Well, I found the button. It was in backgrounds,
There you go.
background settings or something on my phone. So now I'm there. I'm gonna leave it that way for a while, because I do other meetings and things too. So I'm gonna see how it goes. If it
Very good.
drives me crazy, I'll put it back. But like right now, this is my left hand. This is my right
I'll
hand.
raise our left hands and see what it looks like.
And that little statue back there is behind me. That's my right hand.
Okay, all right. Let's all raise our left hand. Put your hand close.
That's my left hand. My right hand is right here.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? Now I'm backwards of everybody.
See, it'll
I'm so
make you
confused.
crazy.
I come through the door. What? I used to know left. I also agree that if we're talking military, we've been taught giving orders, taking orders. Left is left, right is right. So I'm not sure that isn't something we just have ingrained as saying it works. That's why we do it that way.
Well, we're not going port and starboard, so don't have a problem there.
Well, you take port and star, I'll take the bow and the stern. We'll have everything covered.
It's crazy, man. I know.
Well,
It's a big
And
conversation.
I did missiles, so all it was up and down.
That's right. You don't have to worry about left.
How about the third one, duck?
Yeah, up, down, and duck. That's the third one.
Boy, that was
The
loud.
third direction.
Now, are you new that, or did you do this before, the person with Jessica?
Oh, that's right. You came in, so you didn't get the introduction. John's actually been practicing Tai Chi Chuan longer than me by like 20 years.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it looked like you knew what you were doing, so.
It's all her fault.
Ah,
I thought I knew most of what I was doing. I said, I should call somebody. And we had a phone call to be remembered to say, well, what if I just come up for some of your classes? 8 classes later, a lot of things were happening that I was a little nervous about, but just saying, if you stop, and it stops when you want it to. But again, to be able to have some folks gathered at a senior center, just say, let's just sit around and if you'd like to join me with this, let's give it a try. And everybody just says, wow, how did that work like that? Why am I so relaxed? Why do I have more energy?
Yeah.
I just said, it sounds like you're reading a book out loud.
yeah. John lives 2 hours away from me. Delaware is so small, you can drive across it in less than 45 minutes, side to side, but from top to bottom, it's exactly 2 hours long. He lives at the absolute bottom, I live at the absolute top. So, and for years, there were no Tai Chi Chuan and accredited Tai Chi Chuan teachers in Delaware. And John and his friend Joanne were just sort of leading classes because they knew the practice. And then John found me, I think, on a Google search or something. What didn't you just
I
find?
think Tai Chi Delaware.
I teach at Delaware, and here I
Okay, hit it
popped
and
up.
say, oh, Jessica, that's a nice
And
name.
because he's a
I got
veteran,
it.
they invited him to come on up, and so he was here at the very beginning before we went real virtual.
Right in this room though. So it's like
Yeah.
some of the things that were put on hold for a while.
Yep.
Was right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in the interim period, his friend Joanne actually went through the process of getting accredited. So now we all have our dreams come true because we actually have accredited teachers in Delaware, and we already had John anyway. He's still leading his class of the seniors. And so here we are all back together. But
Now, I have another question,
Sure.
just so I make sure. Now, when you're looking at me, let's see, this is my right hand.
Mhm.
And what side of you're looking at me, it should be on your left side of the screen. Is that correct?
That's right. Your hand is up
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
left side of your screen picture.
Okay. So I'm looking like if you were looking at me without my phone.
Yeah.
Like normally, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it the opposite way every time for the last couple of years with Jessica.
So
So
there you go.
Michael,
Another
you've seen
reason
me the
why.
opposite
Yeah.
the whole time. This is how I really am.
I know it's not you. I just chose to ask the question after 14 months. But so when you say that looks normal, when you put your left hand up,
Mhm.
so if that's my left hand,
Okay, that's your left hand. It looks to me like you're raising your left hand when I'm looking at you. No, this is my left hand. No, yeah, this is my left hand.
yeah, but yours looks
So
on the
now we
right.
look the same, basically. So when we do Tai Chi Cha, and I'm
No.
like this, I should be in sync with you. I
No.
don't know about the mirroring stuff.
You're opposite. Your hand is for when I'm looking at you, your right hand's up, not your left hand.
Oh, so it actually looked, maybe my phone is automatically like making me look normal. You know what I mean? When I do that.
Can we all borrow it then? Because I could do it looking normal.
Listen, my button doesn't work that way. I need a new button.
See, this turns into a pretty big conversation, doesn't it? It does, right? It turns into a
does,
pretty
it
big
does.
conversation.
I'm wondering if I should go back. Now, if I go back, you'll see me the right way then, I guess. I don't know.
Try it.
Okay, I'll try to figure out where I was. That's
No,
what
no, wait,
happens.
No, wait, I need to say something. One thing about this mirror my appearance thing, it doesn't change the way people out here see you. It only changes how you see
Oh.
you.
Okay, so I might want to just keep it the way it is if I'm used to myself.
Yeah. So no matter what, if right now I am raising my right hand. But if I had the mirror my appearance on, what it would look like to me is if I'm raising my left, but it'll still
Okay.
look at you like it's my right.
I went back. This is my left hand,
There you go. This is
and
my-
I don't know what you are seeing me as, but if that, it looks like my left hand.
That's your
That's
right.
correct. In your screen, if you got the little blue man behind me in your left side, I can't. I have no clue what's going on. If I was looking at me, he'd be on the left side of your screen.
Yes, he is on the left side of the screen.
Okay, I'm leaving it the way it is right now. Otherwise, I'll go crazy.
I'm so confused.
Roger, put both hands up, and then I can cope with it. And then I'm going to go right.
I have to close the room down, guys, because I have to have a little snack before my next class, just in case.
Okay, good to see everybody
Nice to
again.
meet you, Lois. You have a wonderful teacher here.
Oh,
Just put her on the spot every once in a while.
I hope that it's not 3 more years before you come back, but it may be, because it's a long drive. 2 hours, that's a long, 2 hours each way.
That's if I remember where I went to the last time 3 years ago.
That's a long way to go for an hour.
This was worth it, certainly. This is really good.
Jessica, can I just say as well, when you say it's so small, 45 minutes from one end to the other,
Mhm.
here where I live, it's 45 seconds from one end to the other. So yeah, that's not small. It's all about
Oh
scale.
my gosh.
Oh,
That's,
wow.
I know. Well, compared to like states like Wyoming and Texas and Montana, Delaware,
Nebraska.
Nebraska, yeah.
Are we there yet?
Like
Are we
8
there?
hours to get across Nebraska. I think Texas is probably the largest state to get across.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, my friend, one of my best friends from birth, actually, Kristen and I have known each other since we were born. She lives in Missoula, Montana, which is the southeast
Farthest,
corner.
Yeah.
And it's,
farthest west.
yeah, but say it again, Roger?
It's the farthest west.
Right, okay, southwest corner, okay. So it takes her longer to get to the exact opposite corner of the state than it takes her to drive to Texas. That's how big Montana is. It's so big. So Delaware is pretty small. Delaware is pretty
It's a
small.
small wonder they call
It's a
it.
small
I'll
one,
take it.
the first state. Yeah.
So, because I'll shut up in a minute, but so I'm getting confused. So Delaware's a state.
Mhm.
So do you have like a city in Delaware, or is it Delaware? Do you just
We have
refer to it as
Dover's the center and capital.
We have cities.
And we have Wilmington up here.
Mhm.
We have Millsboro down where I am. So they're normal sort of cities.
A few cities, yeah, but we only have 3 counties.
That's right.
That's unusual to only have 3 counties in one state. Even Maryland.
Yeah, I don't know about, like, Rhode Island is pretty small also. Is Delaware the smallest state?
The second smallest. Rhode Island is the
Yeah.
Rhode Island is the smallest, okay.
Yeah, but even Rhode Island has, I think, more than 3 counties.
Don't know.
I think they have 4. So our counties are both small and relatively big for our size, because we have less than Rhode Island. But anyway, we only have 1 congressman though, because there's so few people in Delaware compared to other states.
I think Wyoming is the same,
Yeah, because there's so few.
which is interesting about the government. Wyoming is a pretty huge area wise, and Delaware's small, and you each have 1 representative because of the
Yeah.
population.
But there's,
But 2 senators.
yeah, there's 2 senators for every state. But the Congress people are based on population, but there's so, Wyoming's huge, but there's not a lot of people. There's a lot of cows, not a lot of people.
There's a lot of horses on the way up.
And
today,
horses.
too. That's a horse farm.
Cows, horses, and missiles. There are a lot of missiles up there too. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it's really good to be together,
Yep. Thank
Roger,
you.
pleasure meeting you.
and we'll see you next week. And if,
That's my right hand, by the way.
yeah, and
I'll
this here's
pretend
our
my
right-
pretend right hand.
And if there's nobody in the room with me next week, I will mirror again and we'll put the whole thing to bed, okay? Sorry.
Well, till Roger comes on, then we won't. Anyway,
Yeah, who knows how I'll show up?
Well, no, I never mirror in the Wednesday class because I have people in the room and I have people zooming in, so I don't mirror in that class, but it doesn't seem.
I've just gotten used to the way I see Jessica is, I know if she's mirroring or not.
Yeah,
And then I do the opposite if she is not mirroring.
yeah.
And then if she's mirroring, I just follow along.
Just so you know, the only rule I have about whether I mirror or not is if there are people in the room with me, I don't mirror. And if there are not, I do, because then I'm just talking to the people on Zoom. I might as well mirror.
Hmm.
But if there's people in the room, who do I cater to? You know?
But if you're mirroring, does that confuse you then? Because if you doing the
No.
opposite.
No, because I know the moves so well. It's kind of like when you first learn to speak French, you're translating in your brain, but after a while, you don't need to translate anymore.
I feel it's common for instructors to mirror though, because I think that's something you have to learn how to do.
It's not a requirement, but it's a good idea to know how to do it because everybody has different learning styles. So some people want to feel as if they're sticking the same foot out that you are. And if you don't mirror, then they just won't be able to learn it. There's other ways to do it, like you can get next to them. And then that way, even if you're not mirroring, you can both move the same way.
Yeah.
We were talking about that on Saturday too. One of the women was saying, I'm not much of a sage on stage, which I thought was pretty clever. She goes, I'm more like a guide on the side. So she
That's
stands
pretty good.
next to her. She could, one by one, she'll stand next to each one of the students, and that way she doesn't need to worry about mirroring. But I like that because I don't really think of myself as a sage either, you know, so. But
Yeah. Okay. Right. See you next week. Thank you very much.
Everybody.
see you next week, Michael, and hopefully Roger, I'll see you on Wednesday too.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.